Today we take a look at the top 5 US banks based on their total assets, revenue, and market share. Now in the US, the finance and insurance industry makes up about 8% of the $21 trillion of GDP, and this comes down to about $1.7 trillion, which means that if the finance and insurance industry would be a country, it would rank among the top 10 countries worldwide, and the top 5 banks in this industry control over 50% of all banking assets. First up, and number 5 on the list, is Minneapolis-based US Bancorp, which is the parent company and holding company of US Bank. The bank's earliest history dates back to 1855 when it was founded as a farmers and millers bank. Now currently the bank has over 2,400 branches spread out across the US, serving an extensive network of customers, and last year Bancorp did about $23.3 billion in revenue, of which it netted about $5 billion, and the bank's total assets come down to about $540 billion. At number 4 on the list, we find Citigroup. The bank has a total of $1.66 trillion in total assets and was founded in 1811 as the City Bank of New York, where its main purpose was to facilitate banking in New York City so that the city could compete with its main competitors, Philadelphia, Boston, and Baltimore. Today, Citigroup has around 700 US branches and around 1,800 overseas, helping the bank generate well over $16.5 billion in revenue, of which it gets to keep around $4.3 billion in profit. The number 3 spot on the list is held by Wells Fargo, which is the biggest bank in the US in terms of bank branches. The bank has well over 5,000 branches spread out across the US, generating around $17.9 billion in revenue, which is slightly higher than that of Citigroup. However, Wells Fargo only makes $3 billion in net profit, which is 30% lower than that of Citigroup. Wells Fargo is based in San Francisco, California, where it was founded in 1852 by Henry Wells and William Fargo. Now the bank's main purpose at the time was to serve the booming gold industry by buying and selling gold and issuing banknotes. Today, the bank has accumulated well over $1.77 trillion worth of total assets and is primarily focused on private individuals and small business. Before we continue with the 2 giants in US banking, please like and subscribe to the channel for more finance and banking information. The second largest bank in the United States is Bank of America. This bank has well over $2.26 trillion in total assets and is based in Charlotte, North Carolina. The funny thing about Bank of America is that it started as Bank of Italy in 1904, when it was founded by Amedeo Giannini in San Francisco, where the purpose of the bank was to help Italian Americans with their financial needs. In 1930, the bank rebranded as Bank of America. Currently, the bank is the biggest holder of deposit accounts in the United States and serves well over 66 million consumer and small business clients. The bank is truly well represented throughout the states with over 4,300 retail financial centers and 2,400 business financial centers. When looking at the revenue, Bank of America is a financial juggernaut because last year the bank generated well over $85 billion in revenue and made a net profit of $17.9 billion. This means that Bank of America made more profit than Wells Fargo, Citigroup, and US Bancorp combined. And the number 1 bank in the United States is JP Morgan Chase. The bank has well over $3 trillion in assets, and to put that into perspective, the total GDP of the United Kingdom is only $2.7 trillion, and that of Canada is $1.6 trillion. So the CEO of JP Morgan Chase manages more capital than these 2 countries produce in an entire year. The revenue of the bank came in at about $120 billion last year, providing JP Morgan Chase with a profit of around $25 billion. These were the top 5 banks in the United States. Please like and subscribe to the channel for more finance and banking information.